Hello, welcome back. So we're here now for the second out of 3 of the super races this weekend. Say zips, and we then also have the 4Es and production class scooters that go out in supers as additional track time, and obviously you can always race in a class above, but never the other way around, so it just fills up the grids, keeps people busy, and they still have great racing. So many of them doing that. So slightly different grid lineup with Shane Hunsdale on the out of that group of the usual tussle. Ahead slightly of Ben Reddings, Gary Smith, then Gavin Gray. So on pole we've got Ryan Clipston. In second place on the Group 6 we've got Steve Wright. Nikita Donahue in third on the 6A Zip. Then second in Group 6 is Graham Tatton. Third, Damon Yates. Then we've got the productions that we've done. We go further back looking at Mark Clipston on the number 44 6A Zip. John Balcom on his Group 4 Lambretta. Number 18 John Holt on the green production Lambretta. And then we've got John the Greek, Dave Bristow, George Fielder and Adi Hollocks all at the back of the grid there. Follow through and keep hold of them as much as you can before they're offered away at the front. So we're just waiting on the sighting lap, but we've got a recovery van right up on top of the hill. Looks like he's collected whatever he was getting, making his way back down, so it shouldn't be too long before they're away. So he'll come down the hill towards the ambulance station on the far left there and then cut through back into the paddock. Not sure what the marshal there was indicating. She kept indicating 2 fingers, so whether she's saying they're having 2 sighting laps, I'm not sure. They're away under the green flag. Paul down there waiting to get onto pit wall with his camera. Can't have him on pit wall at the start of the race because of it ruins the line of sight for the marshals. Very loud flagman.
Attention pit lane, please could you remain behind the yellow line closest to the garages until the race has started. Thank you.
So I don't think it was 2 sighting laps because the red flagman is standing in the middle of the track, so I wouldn't expect him to be standing there if they were doing that. Does seem to be a somewhat more gentler sighting lap, this one. So whether they have been told due to an incident that they might have to be just saying, take your time around there and have a good look at the track, see where any potential issues are. Obviously they'll have put cement dust down on any oil spills, but it's always good to know before you're racing where those lines are if you want to avoid them. But yeah, they seem to be coming around quite gently. Yellow flag being waved there at that marshal pit, but that's quite normal I think on the sighting lap, just telling them they're approaching the starting grid and to slow down a little bit. So here they come. The start marshal's got the red flag out for them to form up, so we're all good to go by the look of it. So Ryan on pole position. John Holt hand up, stalled it on the line. Go on, John. He's away. Let's wait for John to get back into position. See how vicious those curbs are there when he went over them. That's it, he's back in position. So green flag from the back. Still not looking. So they're away to the lights. Lights are on and they're away. Great start from Gavin Gray there, catching up. Good start from Adi as well. Ahead of John the Greek and Dave Brister going into there, but backs off a little bit going into that first corner. A lot of scooters all tipping into that one. So they'll be into the carousel for the first time. So as they come round, it's Steve Wright out in the lead, followed by Ryan Clipston. Then Graham Tatton, Nikita Donahue, John the Greek closing in fast, going round the outside of Nikita. Then I think it's Mark Clipston on the zip coming up then. And then I think, oh, what that might be, I'm not sure the white levers are. Looks like Shane Hunsdale, but without his orange vest. We'll see as they come back round. It looks like Adie's was behind George going into that section. He's managed to get round him now. So Steve Wright comes down in the lead from Ryan Clipston. Steve Wright on the Group 6 DSC Lambretta. Hear the zip screaming up as it comes out of that. He's coming, trying to get the drive to follow him, but the more powerful Lambretta streak away. Then John the Greek coming through. Then Graham Tatton, Nikita Donahue, Mark Clipson doing well this time. Damon Yates, Dave Brister on the 4E. It is Shane Hunsdale without his vest. And then it is Ben Reddins. Gavin Gray going around the outside of John Holt into that first corner. Adi not managing to capitalise on that good start now, just in front of George. John the Greek coming round the outside of Ryan, down the back straight. Now in pursuit of Steve Wright. Then Graham Tatton, followed by Mark Clipston. No, Nikita Donahue, then Mark Clipston. Then we've got Dave Bristow, Damon Yates and Shane Hunsdale. Then Ben Reddins, John Holt, Gavin Gray, John Balcom, I think. Oh, John managed to go around the outside of him through that right-left chicane down the corkscrew into the lead. Out touching the end of the track, but Steve Wright's got a good drive as well. But John's managed to maintain into there, into first position, into the first left-hander. Dave now in pursuit of Mark Clipston, followed by Damon Yates. Shane Hunsdale coming through. First of the production Lambrettas. Then John Holt, Gavin Gray, Ben Reddins just coming past Gavin. Red flag. We've got a red flag. Didn't see where that came from, but John's seen it, sitting up. Seems to be up at the top, I think. we'll just wait and see what happens. I can see one of the course stewards on the radio. Usually means probably something in the track, but ambulance that's closest is still sat there, doors open, no lights on, so that's always a good sign. That one down there, its doors open, so it looks like just a minor off. Just needs something tidying up. Could actually be a damage to the tyre wall or something like that needs repairing before it's safe to race again. They're bringing them back to the grid now. So not sure whether that, with it being a first lap incident, whether they start in their original grid positions or the finishing order of the first lap. We'll see. Good news is that the scooters are all forming back up on the grid. No one's been sent back to the paddock, so it does mean that John the Greek's got it all to do again. And they're saying it's no sighting lap. 4 laps on the lights, you're away, I think, by the looks of it. So this is going to be a proper little scrap, this one. John and Dave having to come through from the back of the grid in only 4 laps by the look of it. It's hard to see, but I saw his fingers going up on the hand and no thumb, so I think he's saying 4 laps. And they say, like I say, they've said no sighting lap. The flag will point at the lights and we'll be under a quick race start. So everyone's in position. Just looking for who it is that's missing. We seem set. Green flag from the back coming through again. Got handed a very hot piece of exhaust pipe. She immediately dropped. Been handed it by someone obviously with gloves on. So they're on the lights, ready for the start. 4-lap dash. Lights are on and they're off. A big bunch of people going through into that first corner. Everyone through cleanly. So I'm imagining it could be a fight between the 2 DSC boys, Steve Wright and Graham Tatton, the way that they got off the grid. Does look like Graham Tatton slightly ahead of Steve Wright, but Steve seems to have more power and top speed down the back straight, then followed by the 2 6A zips of Ryan first in that class, then Nikita Donoghue, then further back there's Ben Reddins and no, that's Shane Hunsdale and Dave Bristow. Dave taking the tighter line in, Shane going around the outside. Further back it looks like Gavin Gray, John Holt. And then we've got Adi Horrocks and George Fielder at the back there. So coming down the hill, yet to see John making much progress through there yet. If I can see him anywhere at all. But so let's have a look as they come from to the start finish straight. It's Steve Wright in the lead from Ryan Clipstone, Graham Tatton, Nikita Donoghue. It's Dave Bristow, then Mark Clipston, Damon Yates, Shane Hunsdale, John Holt, Gavin Gray, Gary Smith, Ben Reddins, Adi Horrocks, George Fielder. So I'm wondering if it was John. He was. He did make it to the start line, so he's not made it around the first lap. I didn't remember seeing him go down the back things. It might be around the carousel somewhere. But Steve Wright out front, starting to build quite a gap. Thought it was going to be a lot closer with it being only a 4-lapper, but he's away and gone. Dave Bristow just going up the inside of Nikita. Nikita going around the outside into the next one. It's like Damon Yates and Shane Hunsdale fighting into that left for Gavin Gray, Gary Smith, Ben Reddings, then Gary Smith. Adi Horrocks trying to catch up with them. You can see him getting bigger. He'll be trying to get on the back of that group again. So they're coming down the corkscrew, and Graham Tatton goes round the outside of Ryan Clipstone. So Steve Wright's dropped back considerably now. Must have had a little excursion onto the grass. So it's now Graham Tatton's your leader, followed by Ryan Clipstone, Nikita Donoghue, then Steve Wright, then Mark Clipstone. Mark showing really well in this race. And Damon Yates on the extra loud Group 4. Closely followed by Shane Hunsdale, John Holt, Gavin Gray, Ben Reddings, then Gary Smith. And then we've got Adi Horrocks coming through. And George Fielder, leader, should be back with us now. Graham Tatton still in the lead. The opposite way round now. Whatever happened to Steve up the top, he's lost half the back straight advantage that he had previously. No. So Dave seems to have disappeared around the carousel somewhere, I think. Was he up there? So that top section, we did have oil yesterday up that top section, and a lot of people were saying they'd slipped on oil up there, but obviously I can't see any yellow flags. There's no stoppage to the race, so everyone's all right. It could be just mechanicals, but we see people going into that left hand corner, they disappear, and it seems to be less and less coming out back down the corkscrew at the minute. But in the race of attrition, Graham Tatton's still coming out on top by a considerable gap now. But Ryan got the better of Nikita in this one on the 6As. Steve Wright now got past Nikita, so that's the last lap flag out. Mark Clipston going through. Damon coming through again. Then Shane Hunsdale. So Gavin going well in this one, but Ben's got the better drive, gets past him. Trying to get up the inside of John Holt, but having to just peel in behind him into that first left-hander. We're under the last lap flag, so it's now or never. So Graham is now being caught a little bit by Steve Wright, but he's got an awful lot to do in this last lap if he's going to try and get. Just wait until Damon goes past on the extra loud Group 6 due to him handing part of his exhaust to the marshal before he left the grid. But look how close that is. Gavin Gray, John Holt, Ben Reddings looking like they're going 3 abreast up the hill into the left. Gavin trying to go out wide to sweep in up the inside, and he's gone round all the other 2 on the outside. That was great from Gavin. So coming through to take the checkered flag. First position for Graham Tatton. Great ride from Graham. Unfortunate for Steve, but a good second place. And then Nikita so close to catching Ryan, but Ryan held on to first place in 6A. Third 6A for Mark Clipston. Damon, despite only half an exhaust left, making it through to the checkered flag. Sounds like there might be an issue with his clutch as well, but in this battle that was going around there, John Holt's got the better of Gavin and Ben, but it's all about the drive to the line. Ben trying to get up the inside, and he does. Gavin gutted with that. You can see him shaking his hand thinking he'd got that in front of Ben. And then we have Gary Smith coming through. He had an off in the previous production race. And George Fielder's right on the back of AD. He'll be thinking, if he rolls off, I'll be having that Here he comes, and he's going to take him. I thought that photo finish, not sure about that, but good on George for never giving up. I should be having words with AD if he rolled off. But that's it for the second of the 3 super races today, so we'll probably have an hour lunch break sometime before our next races. So we'll have one more stock class race this afternoon and one more supers race this afternoon. So we look forward to you joining us for the next rounds, and we'll update you to those that went missing in this one, but everyone seems okay, just mechanicals hopefully. So we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers, bye bye.